Hello everyone, my name is Christian Shumate, and this is my submission for my visual aid and graphic organizer lesson. The standard that I will be going over will be the West Virginia Department of Education S.4.10, which is just simply for students to be able to identify evidence from patterns in rock formations and fossils in rock layers to support an explanation for changes in landscape over time. With this standard, I've chosen a couple of leveled objectives that come from the depth of knowledge chart itself, specifically the different levels. So, like for depth of knowledge level 1, to be able to recall with this specific standard, students should, within using these visual aids and graphics, students should be able to identify different types of rock layers and fossils found within the diagrams or images. Moving on to depth of knowledge layer 2, with skills and concepts, students should and will compare patterns in rock formations and fossil layers to determine how a landscape has changed over time. And then finally, with our depth of knowledge level 3, strategic thinking, students should and will use evidence from rock layers and fossils to explain and justify how specific landscapes have changed over time. Essentially, it's just saying that students should be able to use their knowledge from the prior two skills to apply to larger and greater concepts. So for my first graphic organizer, I chose one of these rock layer diagrams. They're a pretty neat diagram for this specific, lesson. Essentially, these rock layer or strata diagrams, I've chosen them because they help students visually understand how rock layers are arranged over time, with the oldest layers on the bottom and the newest layers on top, and how these fossils are found within those layers, which this supports students in connecting fossil history evidence to Earth's history. My second graphic organizer that I chose was this fossil comparison chart. Essentially, a fossil comparison chart follows sort of the same idea as the rock layer diagrams, except they are more specific towards fossils, which this allows students to compare fossils from different rock layers and identify patterns that show how environments and organisms have changed over time. This helps students move from one simple observation to specifically analyzing their evidence. And then finally, we have these cause and effect diagrams. These diagrams can be useful for really any sort of subject except for maybe math. Cause and effect graphic organizers can help students connect evidence from fossil layers and rock layers to explanations of landscape changes, as well as like environmental occurrences, physical occurrences, that sort of thing. Together with these visuals, students support in building and understanding from identifying evidence to using it to explain how and why Earth's landscape changes over time, specifically with their individual causes and or effects.